up, football fans? Welcome inside the FanDuel Sportsbook here at the Meadowlands. It is week 4, and we are here to bet it. Thanks for hanging with us. I'm Lisa Kerney. We've got a huge show for you today, including actor, comedian Anthony Anderson joining us to talk about his Raiders and his Super Bowl pick. That's ahead, but right now, gotta give all the love to my teammates. What's up, guys? Our experts breaking down the biggest games of the week, of course, dropping their best bets on the board. Plus, we've got your best value DFS plays as well. It is go time, so make sure you download the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. Sign up for your new account. Do not forget, plug in that promo code right there at the bottom of your screen. More ways 1,000. You will get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. All right, they're calling this first game we're getting to the return. Buccaneers at Patriots, or Tom Brady at Bill Belichick. Yes, it's being referred to that as well. We've all had this one circled on the calendar. The GOAT returning to Gillette Stadium for the first time since leaving New England. Brady said he's, quote, not going to be thinking about 20 years of history here. He's going to be thinking about one night of football. Got to respect that. Both the Bucs and Patriots coming off double-digit losses here. Tampa Bay is a 7-point road favorite in Brady's former home stadium. Dave and Ed, got to get you guys in here to bet it. It's going to be an emotional one on Sunday Night Football. There's no doubt about that. Dave, which side do you like here?
Well, my problem is where Tom Brady is returning from this week, in particular, coming from California. I researched every game of his career. He's only gone from California back to the East Coast in consecutive road games. Twice he's 0-2 against the spread. If you count Vegas last year, he went to New York after that, didn't cover. This is just a tough spot for Tampa, I think, with all the travel that they've had to do. And I don't think Tom Brady's really going to be on the field that much anyways. Tampa Bay's defense just has not been stopping teams on third down. The Patriots are very good at converting first down, so I think Bill Belichick really wants to limit Tom Brady's opportunities and is going to do everything he can to control the ball. This number is too big for me. I like the Patriots.
I'm getting so emotional just talking about this game, right? All the emotions. I don't care. I really don't care about the emotions. All the familiarity back and forth, it doesn't matter. Focus only on this game at hand. And to me, the Buccaneers have a much more sophisticated offense than the Patriots do. When it comes to pre-snap shifting and motion, the Buccaneers run it 53% of the time. That is 12th most in football. The Patriots run it 26th most in football. So I look at this and I say, okay, sophistication matters a lot. Tom Brady has a PhD in the NFL. Mac Jones, I mean, he's doing football 101 at this point. Pre-snap shifting and motion, Buccaneers are way more sophisticated. Patriots won 12 personnel, 2 tight end personnel, much more. That's not good when you're playing from behind. I don't think the number's too big. I'm going with the Bucs.
Okay, well, speaking of sophistication, let's get the right take on this Bucs-Patriots matchup. For that, we head to Chicago, bring in our NFL expert. Hello, Cole Wright. Cole, Brady said it is a homecoming, but he's not expecting cheers for him. Which team do you have winning, and by how many points?
Well, Lisa, someone needs to cue up that Adele track because it's going to be one heck of a homecoming. It's going to be all eyes on Foxborough on Sunday Night Football. And Tom Brady, well, he's in Drew Brees' front yard when it comes to kicking in the door, when it comes to that passing record. So we'll see Tom, of course, make some history, but it's hard to imagine that he's going to break that record in Foxborough as a member of the Bucs. But either way, it's also hard to imagine that the Pharaoh threw for over 400 yards on 41 of 55 passes, and he lost to the Rams. So it's going to be more than a tall task for the teacher, Bill Belichick, to beat his former student. We know how that usually goes. And no James White, that's going to be a huge setback when it comes to New England's playbook. So you have to go with Tampa here. 31-14, Tom Terrific, and they roll.
Okay, go ahead and tail Cole here. If you roll with Brady and the Bucs, a winning $50 bet at the FanDuel Sportsbook means you're going to collect more than $93. Hit up the app, FanDuel Sportsbook app. Now to a huge NFC matchup featuring 2 undefeated teams. The NFC West looks good early, right? The 3-0 Rams hosting the 3-0 Cardinals. Arizona tied for the league lead in points. The Rams ranking second. A lot of offense here in this one. Pony, the LA Rams, a 4.5-point home favorite. Which side do you like?
Well, I know Dave's going to tell me about how historically the Cardinals sting against the Rams. The Rams have won 7 in a row in a series. He's going to go to those notes from 3 or 4 years ago. I look at 2021. The Cardinals score 30 points in every game. So you know they're going to be a high-scoring unit. When the line is this big at 4.5, I want to take the points. I mean, they got a really good chance of going into LA and winning this game. So why not take a team that's getting more than a field goal? Give me the Arizona Cardinals.
I don't have to go back to 2018 or 2019. You can just look at last year where the Rams dominated Arizona. Look, there's going to come a week where I pick against the Rams. I want to, actually, but I just couldn't do it here. They're 7-0-1 against the spread, last 8 against the Cardinals. But not only just covering, the Cardinals are averaging about 11 points a game the last 4 seasons against the Rams. The Rams are scoring over 31, 7 of the 8 times. Look, Arizona's, they've been sloppy, but they've been able to get away with it against Jacksonville and against Minnesota. They can't get away with that against this Rams defense. Too much defense from the Rams. Rams cover.
Okay, there you go. There you have it. Time now to dig deep into the NFL's next-gen stats. We move on as the NFL analyzes the location, the speed, acceleration of every player on every single play, and then uses that information to determine various data sets here, and we are using that information to bet this game. So, Ed, you're our analytics guy. Got to bring you back in here. Give us a next-gen stat that you're using to pick this Cardinals-Rams game.
Lisa, if you look at weighted opportunity among all Cardinals receivers, you aren't seeing DeAndre Hopkins near the top of the list. Instead, another veteran, A.J. Green. Here's his route chart from last week. Green's catch rate over expected, which measures how tough each of his 5 receptions were, came in second highest among qualifiers, 37.1%. Notice how there weren't too many yards after catch in that game. Much of his yardage total were air yards. A lot of white there, not much green representing that yards after catch. One of many options for Kyler Murray is A.J. Green, and that suggests even a stout defense like the Rams will have problems. I have the Cardinals covering.
There you go. Dev, I mentioned Kyler Murray's my starting quarterback. No, I'm not going to get into that. All right, thank you, Ed. Awesome next level info from those next-gen stats. Ed stated his case, but if you want to fade our guy, go with the Rams at home, giving the points, you're going to collect more than $97 on a winning $50 bet. Gotta do you. And a reminder, you can make your first bet on the app risk-free. Just sign up for a new FanDuel Sportsbook account using the promo code MOREWAYS1000. You will get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. Again, that promo code MOREWAYS1000. Let's move on here, and since we're talking numbers, let's just keep it going. Time now for our DFS download. Of course, that means a chance to win millions in prizes for free. Yes, FanDuel's hooking it up for you for free. Just head to FanDuel.com, sign up for the weekly free DFS contest, and play free each week. Just sign up, set your roster, play, and win. And of course, our job here at More Ways to Win is to help you score as many points as possible. So FanDuel Editor-in-Chief JJ Zacharyson is in-house with his best values here for Week 4. Hey, JJ.
Hey, Lisa, I know he hasn't done a whole lot over the last couple of weeks, but I do like Devontae Smith this week at $5,900 going up against the Chiefs. If you look at his peripheral numbers, his usage really hasn't been that bad this year. He ranks in the top 30 in target share in the season at wide receiver, and you have to like him against Kansas City. The Eagles could very easily face a negative game script. That could lead to more passing. And so far on the season, Kansas City has been the 7th best matchup for wide receivers when looking at adjusted fantasy points allowed. So I think that Smith makes a lot of sense given that he's still under that $6,000 mark. The next guy, he's kind of obvious, but it's Chuba Hubbard. He's $6,300 this week. He's going to be the lead back with Christian McCaffrey sidelined. Hubbard saw the majority of the backfield share when CMC went out last week. He out-attempted Royce Freeman 11-5, and more importantly, he out-targeted Freeman 5-1. And I say more importantly because targets are hugely important for fantasy running backs, and it shows that Hubbard could be game script proof. And even though Carolina is the one team this year that hasn't run a single offensive play while trailing, they've got their first real test against Dallas this week in a game with a pretty strong over-under. So even if the game script does get out of hand, Hubbard should be on the field. That's why he's a great play at $6,300. And then finally, a little bit more expensive than that is Aaron Jones at $7,400. The matchup against Pittsburgh isn't great on paper, but we should be more concerned about usage and potential game flow with most of our running backs in fantasy football. The Packers are big favorites this week. Jones has now had back-to-back games with at least 70% of Green Bay's running back rushes to go along with a target share per game of 14%. If Green Bay gets ahead in this game against Pittsburgh, Aaron Jones should see a lot of work, and that means he's going to give you some good fantasy output.
awesome stuff. As always, JJ, there you have it. Go to FanDuel.com. Sign up for free DFS competitions right now and each week of this awesome NFL season. Use JJ's info for a chance to win millions in prizes. Of course, follow our guru at Late Round QB on Twitter and Insta. Hit up his podcast, The Late Round Podcast, on Apple Podcasts as well. Back to our game previews now as we rip through here. An AFC West showdown is going down on Monday Night Football. The 3-0 Raiders travel to Los Angeles to face the 2-1 Chargers. We're bringing in a ringer here to help us bet this one. Actor, comedian Anthony Anderson says Raider Nation will get it done on Monday night. Hey, Anthony.
Seems as if the Raiders are 3.5-point underdogs, but I'm still going for my Raiders. You can play the money line or you go for the spread. I'm going for the spread. That's my pick. Raiders, Chargers, Raiders. Raider Nation, baby.
Raider Nation, baby. And Anthony's taking the Raiders, taking all of those points. They're actually getting 3. Which side are you backing here in this one?
Yeah, a little bit of a move here, but here's a situation where I think this is the game that I'm most looking forward to. Maybe not so much the Tom Brady return. This is the game I'm most excited about because this is a contest with two offenses that are very, very different but have similar output, similar success rates. When you look at the Chargers' EPA, they're .118, which is 14th best in football, right around average. The Raiders are just a few hundredths of a percentage, thousandths really, .109, 15th highest in football. But they do it in different ways. Raiders are in 11 personnel with 3 wide receivers, 35.6% of the time. That is third fewest in football. The Chargers run 11 personnel, 55% of the time. That's 19th most in football. And so they do it different ways. Should be a very, very close and exciting game. And because of that, I want points. Give me the Raiders.
Well, here's the deal with the Raiders. They have been winning big with that home run ball. Specifically, Henry Ruggs has had 5 catches already for 20 or more yards. Here's the problem. The Chargers just do not give up those home run passes. Their defensive secondary, both their corners and their safeties, Gilman, James, Adderley, Samuel, all these guys have been doing a phenomenal job. I think that the wideouts for the Chargers are actually going to have more successful plays than the wideouts for the Raiders. I'm going to go with the Chargers, Lisa. And I know Pony's probably at some point going to reference that painting behind Anthony. It's just going to happen.
Yeah, yes, he has that queued up right now. I'm going to get to him in just a moment. The 3-0 Broncos will be watching that AFC West matchup very closely. Denver's given up just 26 points on the season, including a shutout against the Jets last week. Yes, I was at home saying it was the Jets. All right, Denver now gets the Ravens, who are coming off that incredible 66-yard field goal to win it in Detroit, which pushed them to 2-1. Pony, you were called into this match. Broncos are 1-point home underdog in this one. Which team do you like?
How could I not reference that painting? The guy had a furry beard. I've never seen that before. Dave's painting would have a glue ripped up exacta and trifecta tickets to it. That would be the Dave Weaver portrait. Look, I like the Ravens in this matchup. The Broncos, to me, are still paper champions until proven otherwise. They've beaten teams that are a combined 0-9, 0-9 to start the season. Baltimore gets it done. Close game, but I like him getting, just a point here.
Yeah, I'm with you because remember, Baltimore, they beat Kansas City in Kansas City a couple of weeks ago. Had every reason to regress a little bit last week as they went into Detroit. And look, they were also missing 4 of their front 7 defensively to the COVID list. So they're getting a lot of their starters back. This is going to be a much different game. Don't worry about them having to doink one in against the Lions to win from 66 yards. Oh, by the way, Justin Tucker might make one from 70 in Denver if he needs to. But I'm with you. I think the Ravens are the better team here.
All right, you guys. And yes, hold tight because we will get more Anthony and we will get more of that painting in just a moment. Great stuff by you guys. And I can't believe I'm even saying this, but the 1 and 2 Chiefs, who are still Super Bowl favorites, by the way, we're going to get to that a little later in the show as well, on the road at the 1 and 2 Eagles this week. Kansas City last in the AFC West. Will try to turn it around this week against this Philly team that got absolutely embarrassed on Monday Night Football, losing by 20 in Dallas. Pony, short week for the Eagles here. They're getting 7 points at home. Is 7 enough?
I think it is. I like him because I think they can win the game. You know, we saw the way that Lamar Jackson, as a dual-threat quarterback, did such a number on the Kansas City defense. I'll ask why Jalen Hurts can't do the same thing. He's been the Eagles' leading rusher through 3 games. You know, now Mahomes has got to worry about 9-year-olds giving him the double birds when he goes into Philly this weekend. That's a problem, according to Eli Manning. So I'm going to take the Eagles as a big number in that hostile environment. Give me the birds.
Well, Lisa, Pony, I'm working on getting one of those paintings like Anthony Anderson. It's off to the side right here in my office. But either way, I think both of you guys know that the theme this week for Kansas City is going to be ball security, because last week they were flat out sloppy versus a less talented Charger team. There's no doubt about it. In turnovers, well, that was their biggest setback. Patrick Mahomes with a pair of interceptions, and we know that Tyreek Hill and Clyde Edwards-Helaire, they spit out the seed as well, and that can't happen, and it won't happen this week versus a Philadelphia team that, plain and simple, likes to spread the ball out. We know Jalen Hurts was able to hook up with 9 different pass catchers, and Philly's schedule from here on out, when you take a look at it, well, it's a plain old hornet's nest. This is going to be a loss, 1 in a string of 4 straight. Chiefs, they go on to win this one pretty big, 27-17, guys.
Great stuff, Cole. Hey, Ed, I know you already have your self-portrait hanging up in your office. You also already used these next-gen stats to fix the Cardinals-Rams game earlier in the show. Now I want you to give us 3 bets based on that next-level data that you think are really good values on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. As I like to say, the board is open. Where are you taking us?
Well, let's start with Carolina. The offense has its star wideout. DJ Moore crushed it last week against the Texans, and here's his route chart from week 3. More than a third of the time Sam Darnold targeted him, leading to an air yard share for the entire team of more than 54% and a catch rate over expectation of greater than 8%. More than used his explosiveness for a handful of yards after the catch. I'm expecting more against Dallas, and I have the Panthers covering. Next, even in a loss, Jimmy Garoppolo did some good things Sunday night. But here's the deal. His passing chart against the Packers, when Green Bay, had some issues there. Defense sent only 4 rushers. His expected points added was 2.6. Not bad, given his game is predicated on short throws and having his receivers do the rest with yards after the catch. It's why nearly all of the attempts are within 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. Jimmy G will have to work on pocket presence, having been sacked 4 times and having a subpar EPA when blitzed. But I still think the Niners can cover in this situation. Finally, let's check in on Bills quarterback Josh Allen and see if we can figure out if he is back to a successful form from 2020 or if he's regressing. To me, I think he's somewhere in between. His throws behind the line of scrimmage are all below league average in terms of passer rating. If a defense can force those options or short over the middle throws, they just might have success. But anything beyond 10 yards, that's Josh Allen. Forget it. He will destroy a defense. Houston, they don't have the defense to contain Josh Allen or the slew of Buffalo receivers. Even though that spread is mighty, I'm still going to take the Bills.
Great stuff. Awesome stuff by you always. I love those stat segments. So intuitive. That information, take it now. Use it to place your bets on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. You can place a wager on the bets we just talked about here or hundreds of others. They are available for you right now. It's the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Time to speed things up. Hit our betting markets rapid fire style. Shouting out your local teams as we rip through the rest of the week 4 slate here, guys. I give you the game. You have 10 seconds to give me your picks. Pony, you're in Pittsburgh. The 1-2 Steelers are not. They're getting 6.5 at 2-1 Green Bay. How do you play it?
Numbers too big. TJ Watt should return for this game. The last time he played a full game, the Steelers upset the Bills on the road. I'm going to take Pittsburgh plus 6.5.
Dave, bring it back here to New York. Giants looking for their first win of the season, getting 7 in New Orleans.
They might not win, but I think that's too many points. They've been a great road dog over the last few years, 9-1 against the spread. I don't think Jameis quite has found his rhythm with those receivers yet. I'll take the Giants.
All right, Ed, you're getting Washington, and they're in Atlanta. Both teams 1-2, but Washington a 1.5-point road favorite in this one.
We need to have some real talk about this Washington defense. They have not been playing well this year. I know defense is volatile from one season to the next, but now they're getting Matt Ryan, and I feel like Atlanta can win. I'm taking them on the money line.
Cole, coming to you. You're in Chicago. 1-2 Bears had 1 passing yard last week. Amazingly, they are favored by 3 points at home against the Lions. Who you got?
Yeah, the offense dead last, passing offense dead last, but Detroit. We know it's the Detroit Lions. So there you have it. It's going to be a perfect storm for a bounce-back game. I see the Bears getting this one and cooling that Arlington Heights talk. They win 21-9, Lisa.
All right, speaking of struggling offenses here, the winless Jets have scored 6 total points in the last 2 weeks. Pony New York getting 7 at home against the 2-1 Titans.
Yeah, the Titans don't force a lot of turnovers, and as long as Zach Wilson takes care of the ball, I think they'll keep it within that touchdown spread. I'm going to take the Jets at home.
All right, great stuff by you guys. That was our rapid fire style. We move on now because the Jets will be right here at the Meadowlands on Sunday, just across the parking lot from the FanDuel Sportsbook where I am standing right now. The FanDuel Sportsbook at the Meadowlands will be absolutely hopping this weekend and, of course, open all 7 days of the week. Watch, wager, win with your favorite teams and players right here, again, located right across the street from MetLife Stadium. On game day, just hop the free round-trip shuttle from Lot G. If you don't have a parking pass, all good too. Head to Red's Restaurant in Carlstadt, catch the $10 shuttle to MetLife, and then head to Lot G for your free ride to the FanDuel Sportsbook. Mass transit, of course, available as well. So many ways to get here and absolutely worth your time. Mark your calendars as well and get here for the 2021 Breeders' Crown taking place right here at the Meadowlands Racetrack. That's October 29th and 30th. Get your friends, come out for an awesome time here at the Meadowlands and, of course, the FanDuel Sportsbook, and tell them Lisa sent you. We'll see you here. And we continue on here on more ways to win. From ponies to dogs, time to give some underdogs a little love. Cole, you're absolutely crushing these moneyline moneymakers. 4 for 4 in your last 2 weeks of upset picks, including the Saints and Falcons last week. What you got here for us in week 4?
Well, Lisa, this week I'm only going to focus on one. Don't want to give too much good information away. And last week, as we know, the Titans, well, Indy, they weren't able to take advantage of Tennessee's 3 turnovers. So the Colts, they also had to deal with King Henry rattling off 28 carries for over 100 yards rushing, and Myles Gaskin, well, he's no Derrick Henry. And we know that the Colts are going to button things up on defense. They're going to rattle Jacoby Brissett just a little bit. They're going to squeak out the win, get out of South Beach, 21-17. You can count on that one.
That's all they need to do is squeak it out. Go ahead and tail Cole's upset pick. Or, hey, make any bet on the FanDuel Sportsbook app right now. Risk-free up to $1,000. All you got to do is sign up for that FanDuel Sportsbook account. New users get a risk-free bet up to $1,000 just by using the promo code right here. More ways 1,000. And our experts are giving you their risk-free bet of the week here. Dave, Ed, it is week 4. Shout out to you guys, though, because you've each nailed your last 2 risk-free bets. Dave, you had a moneyline parlay with the Rams and Vikings, a $1,000 risk-free bet, paid out more than $4,300. Yup. Ed, you had the Rams minus 5.5 on an alternate spread. You love the alternate spread. Your risk-free $1,000 bet paid out about $2,800. Guys, rolling in it. Let's do it again here. Dave, where is your money going this week here in week 4?
We're going to keep it as a 2-teamer, but try something a little bit different than the moneyline parlay. We'll call this the 3 yards and a cloud of dust parlay. A lot of runs, a lot of running clock. I love the way the Dallas' defense showed up last week. Carolina, we know, has one of the better defenses in the league. That game's going under, and then the Jets just flat out can't score. Tennessee's going to run the ball all day long. The clock will be moving in both of these games, under and under.
Alternate total in the Colts-Dolphins game. I don't know what's going on with the quarterback situation in Indianapolis. That's a big concern. And then with Miami going with a backup quarterback, yeah, a backup can show flashes, but consistency is a big problem. I'm going under 39.5. $1,000 risk-free bet nets me more than $2,400.
I'm going with one of the cool futures that's on the board. One of the betting options at FanDuel right now is the team to finish with the worst record. And the Giants, 0-3 again. You look at the gauntlet, the schedule they have coming up, they could be 0-10. I don't think they'll be favored in a game until Thanksgiving. So for that reason, you're getting great odds right now on New York, Big Blue to finish with the worst record in the NFL.
There it is. Yeah, people in New York don't want to hear that. But hey, gamblers, make sure to sign up for a FanDuel Sportsbook account right now to place your bet. Bet with your heart if you want to. Do your thing. And remember, use the promo code MOREWAYS1000. You'll get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. It's easy. It's legal. It's live. You take your winnings if you hit, and you get your money back in site credit if you don't. I call it the best mulligan in the business. Not just football on this show, we're bringing you news from the track as well. The Breeders' Cup World Championships returns in November to where the turf meets the surf in Del Mar, California. The world's best thoroughbred racehorses will compete for championship honors and more than $31 million in prize money. It's all happening Friday, November 5th and Saturday, November 6th. Tickets are available at breederscup.com. breederscup.com right now. And for those of you who can't make it to the track, you can watch all 14 championship races on NBC Sports or TVG. And TVG, not only your place to bet the Breeders' Cup, but you can bet every race every day right now by downloading the TVG mobile app. And before we go here on More Ways to Win, we're 3 weeks in, so let's get some updated Super Bowl picks here. The Chiefs have lost 2 in a row, still the favorite here. Our guys are giving us their best value picks in just a moment. But first, we're bringing Anthony Anderson right back in here. He says it'll be a different AFC West team holding up the Lombardi Trophy at the end of the season. Take a listen.
I got to go with my team, the Las Vegas Raiders. And you know what I want to see? You know who I want to see them play? I want to see the Raiders play Tampa Bay. Last time my Raiders were in the Super Bowl, we lost to Tampa Bay in San Diego. I was at that game. So, I would like to see that again.
Passionate man, that Anthony Anderson. Raiders are plus 4,100. Dave, get my whole team in here. Dave, give me your best value bet to win it all. Who do you got?
Pony shamed him into changing his selfie angle to cut out the picture. Good job, Pony. I'm going to go way down the list. Keep going, keep going. The Bengals at 120 to 1. Look, they got the Jets coming up. They got the Lions coming up. Let's just say they get midway through the year with a nice winning record. The Steelers are down. The Ravens are down. Young team, get some confidence. I'm saying it's huge value there. 120 to 1 on the Bengals.
Now, I agree the AFC is wide open at this point, given what the Chiefs have shown us through 3 weeks, but it's not that wide open. Let's take the Baltimore Ravens. They've been my pick from day one. I'm going to stick with them.
I was convinced by the wardrobe change, the pink sweatshirt. I'm going to take the Raiders, just like Anthony. They're 3-0, and yet they're still 41 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. They've been the most impressive team in the AFC so far, so you get great odds with them at the moment.
Well, you know what? I like Arizona and Kansas City. The numbers, they look great with the Cardinals at plus 3,400. But, you have to hang your hat on what Kansas City is able to do. I rolled with them last season, and you take a look at all the weapons that Patrick Mahomes has. Never mind the record. Throw it out of the window. When all the dust settles, I'm going to go with Kansas City at plus 600.
Yeah, Pony, that's a relaxed look, that the pink sweatshirt rolling in here. Guys, great stuff by you all. Again, that was the Raiders plus 4,100, that pick by Anthony Anderson. Great having him on the show today. Game picks, best bets, DFS, all the goods. We covered it all. Week 4 is here. You can bet it right now. Check out all the bets we talked about on the FanDuel Sportsbook app. New users, sign up with the promo code MOREWAYS1000 to get a risk-free bet up to $1,000. From all of us here at FanDuel, thanks for hanging with us. We'll see you right back here next week.
After an unprecedented year apart, the time has finally come to say, welcome back to the prestige and excitement of witnessing history firsthand. This November, beautiful Del Mar will welcome back the world's best thoroughbreds, the brightest stars and most passionate fans to the Breeders' Cup. One experience that's a breed apart. Tickets on sale now at breederscup.com.